I understand.
Yeah,
how,
that's
like
how,
underground.
how nasty does it get though? What's like the upper echelon look like? What's the upper tier look like? Like anything goes?
The upper tier comes
Slobodan actually is the upper tier.
Yeah, like I bring some class into these things.
You're connected to this rage cage circuit?
There's
This is my hobby.
the guy that he just killed was probably the toughest guy they could find on short notice, and they might have paid him to get in the ring after seeing the big bet. That kind of thing happens. Sometimes the fights get rigged. It's there's shady shit.
Elements, I'm sure. Yeah.
People take falls. There's but for the most part, there's a fairly thriving fight club. There's three main little arenas, and this place is probably the best of them.
Oh, okay. All right. So are you like the champ, Slobodan?
There's no real champ. Everybody's really a winner. Everyone who survives, at least.
The killing doesn't actually happen that often, and you get some cheers for that, but not like people are too disappointed about losing their money to really.
I mean, I would if it was like a no holds barred, like high stakes, like high stakes kind of thing. I'd consider fighting in one of these, but.
Well, once you prove yourself, you have to like when Slobodan gets in the ring, and now when D'Artagnan gets in the ring, it's going to be it has to be a scheduled match, because you have to either find someone to fight against you. You have to arrange it yourself and find someone to fight against you in the ring, or someone else has to challenge you. Someone else has to find you. So it's not just like there's like a line of people waiting to die. Horrible bullhorn deaths. Like,
all right, cool. I'll say D'Artagnan. If you're looking for representation, I'll look no further, and I'll look over to this guy and be like, "Kick rocks, buddy. Kick rocks." You can have 100% of the cut. How about that?
He heads over to he's like, I can't compete with that deal.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good to hear. I'm also into that kind of thing.
As am I.
I don't know if I would go so far as to use the H word.
Yeah.
But I like the L word.
Thieves.
Pretty good money.
I couldn't be.
If you could,
everyone wins.
If they, I don't know, what's the policy? Is there like an ultra top secret layer of this where like people can use magic? Because I mean, I could reduce some. I'd like to do some stuff like this. Reduce some people smoldering piles of ash.
We'd probably need to set something up in advance for that. It'd have to be an outside venue, which we don't have any outside venues right now. And we'd probably have to get some sort of, I mean, at that point, sanctioning of some variety would be good. On a completely unrelated note, I'm thinking of holding a party for some of the more well-to-do people in town, just kind of so we can get a glimpse of who's who and whatnot, get exposed to kind of the movers and shakers. This won't be the
How long until that?
I think that'd be the next party. Less people, but we definitely talent scout in the meantime. I'm just looking to get a few people on board with some things. We are now majority shareholders in a boat. We're now legitimate business people, essentially. I have a noble name to tie to something.
I've always been a legitimate businessman.
As have I up to this point.
By the way, what is the deal with the party money that we get?
Well, up until that's an excellent question. I wanted to bring that up too. Up until right now, it's been divided amongst the four of us. Like everybody's gotten like their equal shares. I would be.
We haven't split the platinum pieces.
Yeah, well, we got like satchels with like
There were 3. Each person got one.
right. Now what I'm saying.
Okay, so I wasn't actually aware of that. He handed you 3 bags with platinum,
Yeah.
and 1 bag with gold, but I just assumed that you had all of it. Jesse was
I didn't
asking.
mention to take. I was like, oh, perfect.
Okay, so
No, I-
Jesse, you have a 100 platinum.
I had handed it out to everyone, but because I didn't want to talk about this kind of thing like in front of like outsiders. But now that we're all like kind of together, like it's a good time to talk about it. And so what I propose,
Yeah, we can grab a booth upstairs.
yeah, and once we're away from everybody, what I propose is that we pool all of our money and put it towards like something. I mean, it seems like we have enough like individual wealth from all of our individual like ventures that we can like sort of live comfortably enough, But as far as like money that we make together, monsters that we vanquish together, jobs that we complete together, I would I would say that we should put that all together and put it possibly towards something awesome like maybe a keep or a manor.
I'm willing to make smart investments.
I think the people that will meet at this party will help us actually do that.
I'm willing to make smart investments, but I make no guarantees.
So you don't want to share wealth from combined.
I'll take my share.
Probably like a case-by-case
As
basis,
long
I
as
imagine.
there's a good investment, I can invest in it.
So here's the only issue with that though, right? Is that could get into
Hey,
a
stop.
what?
You notice a pair of ears settle?
Like there was somebody that was maybe paying a little too much attention.
Who
I
was
thought we specified that we were going somewhere that.
Yeah, we're
Well,
in the
Yeah,
we
no.
started and then-
You started downstairs, and the gnome suggested you leave, and I rolled a perception for him because of that suggestion.
yeah. All we're
and-
talking, we're just having a conversation about
He-
shit. Well, it's no big deal.
Yep. But there's people that are interested in what you had to say, and Jesse noticed that somebody was listening. That's all.
All right.
I know who that is.
Yes.
Okay, I'll mark
Um,
him. I'm gonna watch.
The bartender was listening, and the half orc was listening.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not too surprised about that.
So
that's fine.
the only issue with everybody taking cuts out of group activities is do we set those up equally or according to each person's contribution?
If there's 3 people doing something, it's split in thirds.
Yeah, like this party is essentially my own venture. I hope it'll help all of us, but I put all the money for it because it's, my venture essentially. And I think it'll help us down the line.
Just like if you and I were to go do something, we would split it in half. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I suppose it does. I feel like the real. I mean, I live comfortably on what I do on my own, so I'm in favor.
I could retire right now.
Yeah, me too. So I mean, I'm in favor of pooling resources towards something like awesome, like a keep. But I mean, we could do it. You know,
If the keep makes a financially sound, it makes sense in a financial investment, I would be all for it.
a keep is
but
a
I
great
would-
financial investment.
But I would
Gives you a
expect
impenetrable, source of like a place of power. I mean, it doesn't even have to be necessarily a keep too. They could like a giant chunk of pooled resources could go into like
real estate. I was actually thinking maybe something closer to a hunter's lodge in that wizard's place, depending on his temperament towards things. But yeah,
like it could
I
go
think we
towards
got
buying into an organization, but like real estate, anything,
And
I'm honestly not very. It would take a lot of convincing to make me settle down anywhere.
But yeah, let's
Right, fair
figure the first thing we have commodity wise. The way I look at it, aside from the ship, is I mean, we're all pretty good at making things drop. D'Artagnan, if we could get him showcase his talents, he made quite a show in there. I'll put the word out and see about getting some things like that going. And once we get kind of a basis for that, all of us might be able to get a go. You know, start maybe creating our own market for that sort of thing as well.
for
And that's just little stuff.
like cage fighting.
Exactly.
Yeah, and actually, depending on how well your party goes, there might be some. I've seen nobles have some strange tastes.
Yep, I know a few myself.
Of course, you'd have to dress it up a lot better, but
All right. So, agreed. We're essentially working together on a, and we do our own thing, case by case basis. We bring in any of the other experts in the field.
sounds good.
As long as we have an accord not to fuck each other over, I think we'll be good.
that would be a bad investment, would it not?
I don't know.
What?
The nature of investments can change.
Yeah,
Um,
and I intend to minimize my risk.
Are you going to go and check that bank account or whatnot?
I absolutely want to. Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Or cool. So is that kind of the next move you want to take? Maybe one more day or something like that, and recharge the batteries, do some stuff, and then head out possibly on a mission or something like that. Or what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we should have that party that you mentioned.
That's like tomorrow night, right?
No, we need like a week.
Oh, okay. In
Max, how far away is the central bank? It's like a month away.
Tor Maven.
No, the central bank is in Tor Capital. The Bank of Tor Capital. Hang on. It's a long journey. It's at least a week. Let me look it up. So
I mean, could we schedule the party for a month?
you can actually make it quicker.
No, a month. Yeah.
If you want to. So the thing is, between here and Tor Capital, there are periodic keeps, and if you're in a hurry, there are always fresh horses. If you're willing to trade your horse at every place and pay out the butt, you can make the trip super fast. You can just ride at a full gallop the whole way. So gold will get you there faster. It's a well-traveled road, and the way back, if you're willing to take a little risk, you can actually ride the river, which is super fast, but dangerous.
So yeah, this party thing, it's being in the planning stages right now. I might